Hola, buenas. We are going to go through the preterite tense, el pretérito. You guys should see something like this, where you're going to be able to add some notes, and we're going to add those notes from the sheet right here. Primero, ¿qué es el pretérito? What is it? El pretérito en español se usa para describir algo que ocurrió una vez, one time, or una cantidad del tiempo específico. Okay, that just means we're talking about something in the past that happened one time or a certain amount of times, like maybe 3 times. And it's in the past, so maybe you say, yesterday I went water skiing. Yesterday I water skied, or I climbed a tree 3 times. It's very specific how many times it happened, but it's done. It's over. It's just it's like it happened. That's it. Usually you think of this as a one time or certain amount of times that it happened, as long as it's countable. Y también dice, las terminaciones se añaden a raíz del verbo. And that just simply means the endings that we're going to add get added to the root of the verb. And if you remember a verb and its root, it just means, like, let's say we have hablar. You take the AR, because it's an AR verb, off of the AR, and you're left with HABL, abel, and that's the root. The root, or la raíz, is simply what you have left when you take the AR, the ER, or the IR off. So we take the root and then add these endings. Para los verbos que tienen las terminaciones AR, las terminaciones son aste, o, amos, astes, aron. The yo form and the LA form o have accents. Las terminaciones de los verbos ER y IR son iste, yo, imos, istes, yeron. And notice the yo form and the LA form yo have accents, just as they do in the AR. Not exactly the same, obviously. But when you look at this being the ER and the IR endings, you can see that it's both. So that part is exactly the same. ER and IR endings for the preterite are exactly the same. When you add those to the roots, so with bailar, you'd have bail, B-A-I-L, and then you add the endings. Baile, bailaste, bailó, bailaste, bailó, bailamos, bailastes, bailaron. Then you can add these endings for the ER-IR. Comí, comiste, comió, comimos, comisteis, comieron. Escribí, escribiste, escribió, escribimos, escribisteis, escribieron. These things just mean like it happened, it's done. Bailé, I danced. Comí, I ate. Escribimos, we wrote. There are a couple of things to watch out for. For example, this one. Notice that O with an accent, that actually changes the pronunciation. In Spanish, if you want to go back to the present tense, not this, but you go back to the present tense, to say I dance, that's bailo. It's spelled the same, except this one has an accent. This is not bailo, it's bailo. There's an actual stress at the end. Bailo, bailo. So this is different. And also, it's not the yo form. It's yo bailo in the present tense. And in the preterite, what we're working on now, it's ella bailó. Another thing to notice is that in the AR, nosotros, and the IR, nosotros, it's kind of hard to tell that's in a preterite because those are exactly the same as the present. In the present tense, we dance as bailamos. In the preterite, it's bailamos. They're the same thing. And it's the same thing here to say we write escribimos, and in the preterite, we wrote is escribimos. So the difference between bailamos, we dance, and bailamos, we danced, and escribimos, we write, and escribimos, we wrote. The only difference is context. So you need the rest of the sentence to tell you what it is that you're saying. So if you say nosotros bailamos mucho, probably that means we dance a lot. If you were to say nosotros bailamos mucho ayer, that's we danced a lot yesterday. And I know that it's not we dance, it's we danced, because I use something like ayer, which is yesterday. Same thing with escribimos. Escribimos mucho en la clase de inglés. We write a lot in English class. Or if I were to say, el año pasado escribimos mucho en la clase de inglés, well, that'd be like last year we wrote a lot in English class. So you need context, so that's a little bit tricky too. But all in all, this is it. All you need to do is take these endings that you have here for AR and these endings for ER, IR. You put them right on the root of the verb, and that's going to tell you a one-time or specific few amount of times where an event happened. It's done and it's over. So make sure you get those added onto your notes list, and from here you should be able to do the next couple of activities. Good luck.